I'm going to show you how to complete the new dupe in Dragon's Dogma 2. The first thing you're going to want to do is get on your account that is going to have the pawn that's going to give the item or the money over. So this is a fresh account, basically. I've slept at the inn. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to head out, and we're going to go over to the Riftstone. And once we're there, we're going to actually set our pawn quest first. So I'm going to do a Tarring Arrow. Let's go ahead and set the gold at 9,999 because that'll... I'm just going to do that. You don't have to do that. So we leave the Rift. And as you can see, if I check my gold, I'm down to 6,100 gold. That's all I got. All right. So that is now set. That is my new quest. It is set. So what I'm going to do is I am going to leave this game and I'm going to switch to the other user. So I'm going to go ahead and switch to this one. So now that I've switched, I'm going to go ahead and load up Dragon's Dogma 2. And this will be the account that you're going to repeat on to receive and dupe. And we'll just load from last save on this one. Should be right outside the Rift. We're going to go ahead and we're going to go in. And we're going to search for pawns, search for friends' pawns, because I'm friended with the other account. I'm going to summon it. So this will just make it very clear that this is the same pawn. So we're going to go here. I'm going to hire it. And we want to give it an item. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a Tarring Arrow. And you'll see I just got 9,999 gold. So we're going to go ahead and leave the Rift. We're also going to go ahead and dismiss this guy. You don't have to give him anything, just dismiss him. Alright, so he's dismissed. And we're going to just make sure I'm going to manually save. You also could have dismissed him in the Rift, and I believe it saves when you leave. So after that's done, go back and switch accounts. So we're going to switch back to that account that had that pawn, you know, the original source of that pawn. So we're going to load that up. We're going to load up Dragon's Dogma 2. Alright, it's going to take a second, I guess. It's a weird long time for Dragon's Dogma 2. I really think I'm just going to close the game and then reopen it. That's weird. Alright, there we go. Maybe. I've never seen it take this long. Or I've never noticed it take this long. There we go. Now we're going to load from the inn. So make sure you load from the inn. As I said, you save at the end before you do any of the steps on this account. So now we're going to be back at the inn. And I'm going to... basically, I just wanted to showcase how this actually works. That's why I did the 9,999. So when I go in here, you're going to see I have my 16,099 gold. I've got all my gold. And there's my pawn. We're going to head back down. And I know this isn't as good as the previous method because you cannot do it repeatedly without leaving the Rift. But you can still infinitely do. So we're going to go back into here. It's better than selling fruit at this point. We're going to go here. We're going to set a pawn quest. And you'll see the pawn quest is different. This is that pawn quest I had before. So I'm going to say gold, and I'm going to lower it down. Let's lower it down again, just so you can see. Yeah, sure. And we're going to leave the Rift, and you see it save. And now, since it's saved, I'm going to go over to the other account. So already, if I open this account, and I can summon that friend's pawn, and I can get that gold, I have set a new pawn quest without losing the money or the items or whatever. And I use different amounts so you can see that that's what's happening. Now after this, I have another dupe glitch that I'm not going to perform, but I'm going to show. I'm going to tell. I'm going to explain. That can allow you to dupe things like port crystals and stuff. I don't have PlayStation Plus, so I can't do it myself right now. And I don't feel the need to buy PlayStation Plus because I don't really play enough games on my PlayStation to justify it, but maybe you do. Alright, so here I am. So we're going to go inside. We're going to examine. And we're searching for friend's pawns. And where is our friend? There he is. Hey, buddy. What do you got? What quest could you possibly have for me? Look at that. It says right there, 9,908 gold. So what does that mean? That means that when I take this guy, I can give him an item. And there, I just duped gold. I just showed you I can dupe gold. Again, I'll show you that what you need to do. Again, just so we're clear. Leave the rift. And we're going to just make sure it's saved. It saves when you leave. And then we're going to switch to the other account. Again, I'll show you. It's fine. It doesn't lose anything. Now, once I show that here, again, just, you know, remember, always on the account that you're going to be setting the pawn for, you always load from the inn. On the account that's receiving the items, you always load from last save. As long as you remember that, you're solid, okay? Alright, so here we are. And you'll look at the numbers, there we go. So we have all that gold. Now, you might be wondering, how do I duplicate port crystals? Okay, so to duplicate port crystals, you're going to need 2 accounts with access to PlayStation Plus. This is easiest done with a friend or someone online. You don't even have to really trust them because you can always revert your save. So what you have to do is go to sync status of save data here. I don't even think it'll pull up for me. Yeah. So it doesn't pull up for me because I have to buy PlayStation Plus. So what you would do is you would buy PlayStation Plus. And when you buy PlayStation Plus, you're able to automatically sync or manually sync. And what you would do is you would set yourself to the manual sync only, and you would manually sync. Once you've manually synced on the character that has the teleport crystal, you would then go to another... Well, you would then go to your pawn, and you would put the crystal as the item you want to receive. And you would send it off. You would have a friend who also has, like, saved their data. Just always save your data just in case something goes haywire. They would save their data just like you. They would load up their game, hire your pawn, do whatever it is, like give them that port crystal, and then they would save the game. They would go save it in an inn. You'd have to save it in an inn. Your other friend would load the game up, go sleep at the inn, they would receive the port crystal, and then whoever gives the port crystal could just load their save from the server before giving the port crystal. So that's another way to dupe. And that method of duping is obviously more time-consuming. So you'd only do it for something like a port crystal or an unmaking arrow or something really, really worth it. What I think you can also do, and I haven't tested this part, but I believe this would work. Because right now, as you see, my accounts are very... very low level. Let me go ahead and give you an idea of another idea that I haven't tested, but I think would work, because you never know when something's going to get fixed. So let's go ahead and switch over here. And just remember, you always save like I tell you to. That way you're not risking anything when you test stuff. So theoretically, if you didn't know, when you get a pawn, if you go to give that pawn an item, the game tells you it will go back to its master with the item. So you might be able to deck out a pawn with really good gear from a save, and then also do the pawn quest, send it back to the master, and then be able to dupe that gear by like reloading the save that sent the gear away. I haven't tested that. It would definitely 100% work with loading your save from the server. The issue with Dragon's Dogma is some things are saved, like if I go to my menu here, some things are saved right here. Like if I save and continue, other things are only saved while at the actual inn. If something is only saved at the inn, you can still perform glitches and dupes between accounts, but you have to have PlayStation Plus or whatever would be the comparable for your system so that you can back up your save and load it again. And I believe this is what has the extra books, right? To show that we're on the patch. Yeah, so there's the 99 art. So there you go. If you were wondering, am I really on the new patch? The answer is yes. Yes, I am. I'm wanting to find a new way to farm RC when I get a chance. If anyone knows, drop in the comments or any like tips. Because I'm really wanting to just farm up some RC. I will say that videos are going to be sparse. I am going to be playing the Path of Exile League. And this video only came out because they patched the other one. And I knew this method would probably still work. And it does! So hopefully that helps you out if you're trying to dupe. I know it's slower. Nothing I can do about it, sadly. I understand why they're fixing it, though. I understand.